Hello, good evening, and welcome to the month of March. It's episode 3 of Nighttales with a Royal Mic, titled Thrice Bitten, Never Shy. Most people believe that whatever mostly occurs in your life, you eventually get accustomed to. Whether that is true or not, whether that becomes a reality or not, totally depends on you. Growing up, Grandma always told me that being a cook was the best option for a lady. But rebellious 13-year-old me didn't listen to a word she said, and thank God I didn't. But oh, if I thought I was gonna have it easy, then I thought so wrong. In school, I was always a middle grader. Not too good, not too bad either. Just hanging in there so that the balance is always steady and there is always an even distribution. Then it began. One day, while dozing off in a history class, a freshly shined pair of shoes enters the class. Tall and dark follows, and I spring up to see the handsome face behind it all. The head teacher walks in as well, but I hear nothing of what he says when he starts to speak. Of course, only the best part. This is Sir Philip, your new class teacher. Edith and I shrieked for a few seconds before switching back to decorum, because as our history teacher always declared, "Decorum, girls, decorum." Edith was my best pal in class, kind, understanding, sometimes a little rough around the edges, but she was one you can count on through thick and thin. While we were walking home that day, we found some girls whispering around something reddish beside the school. Apparently, someone had done an abortion near the school yet again. It became the talk of the town for days. It wasn't the first. There were many before it. However, apart from Edith and myself, no one seemed to care that much. They were only concerned about criticisms and more criticisms. Grandmother, on the other hand, was giving me a run for my money. She started signing me up for some local cooking classes. But you know me, I ran away every single time. School was the only place I found solace, and Edith knew that very well. That is why, as always, she'd put her hand on my shoulder when I sat under the tree alone. "Edith, it's getting tougher and tougher at home. Granny doesn't seem to get it, and trying to convince her is just out of the question, girl. She doesn't understand the meaning. Oh my God. But wait, why are you so..." I turned and widened my eyes in shock. The person who had been touching my shoulder all this time was none other than, you guessed it right, Sir Philip. As if sensing my nervousness by sprinting up, he asked me to calm down and told me to hear his story as well. Turns out he'd always wanted to be a pianist in his life. In fact, there was no other dream than that. But his father forced him to enter the Navy instead. And although he had grown to love the job, after all these years, a tiny whisper in his head always made him sad when he recalled how he couldn't fulfill his dream. If it was for him, he would go back in time and fix everything. Probably muster up the courage to tell his dad the truth. He was happy for me that I pursued my dreams, or let's say pursuing it, and wanted me to keep on doing that. These were the last words he said to me. Many go through this. It is time their voices got heard. He left a year later, and although I was sad, his words made me feel rejuvenated, and it became indelible on my life. Although he left a year later, his impact on me had become indelible. Since then, I poured myself into writing with the hopes of the many like me in my heart, the hope of arousing courage in everyone who needed it the most. It's been 7 long years after I completed junior high school, and today I share my story at the launch of my triplet novels. It's really been a dream come true for me at such a young age. I'm brought back to reality at the interviewer's question. Olivia, why thrice bitten, never shy? I reply with a smile, similar to the one Sir Philip gave me long ago. When you're caged in a well too long, the only way you see is up. The scars defines the story, and the story, the greatness. The guests nod in unison, and I smile shyly, not only because my dream came true, but his did as well. Thank you, and have a good night. Till next time.